McDavid. Moves in, McDavid goes upstairs! What a goal!
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 42 of this NHL 21 Edmonton Oilers Franchise Mode here in Oil Country. If you guys are new to the channel and haven't yet, make sure that you go down below, consider subscribing so you don't miss any content. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. It only takes a second and it helps you guys get notified and send my videos to your inbox for when they come out. Also, if you do actually enjoy this video, make sure that you go down below, consider dropping a like. It just takes a second and it very much helps out the channel. Anyways, guys, now that that's all done, we are going to get into the 2032 NHL Entry Draft here coming up, but I have a couple things I want to go over here first. The first thing being, on the heels of Leon Draisaitl retiring at the end of this season, even after winning his third Conn Smythe in a row, we have to go and look at a couple stats here. So it's most goals and most points. I don't know if Connor McDavid's going to break the top 5 for most assists. He could. 1,155 is definitely a lot, but I think he could beat Jágr. And points, he is currently tied for 6th place already, and he's only 35 years old, I'll have you as well. So Connor McDavid could very easily break this top 5 in most points by the end of the season. If he has more than a 60 goal year, then he might break the top 5 in goals as well. He's currently tied for what is going to be 7th place now, or not tied, but he is in sole possession of 7th place. Nikita Kucherov shot up there as well, had a great year, or great career, I guess. But when we look at the goal numbers, right now McDavid's tied with Marcel Dionne exactly for 6th place in points there, which is crazy. But we look at goals, and McDavid is just 1 goal behind Marcel Dionne. He's also behind Brett Hull, Jaromir Jágr, and then Kucherov, and then the rest of the guys you see on the list here. Crosby got way up too, so I guess McDavid would actually be in 8th place, I want to say, because Ovechkin, Crosby, and Kucherov all got on that top goals list, which is crazy to even think about. Connor McDavid currently 2nd in 100-point seasons in his career. That is absolutely absurd. I don't know how many 50-goal seasons he's had. He hasn't been the craziest goal scorer, but his goals are adding up. He is currently sitting at 730 goals, which is absolutely crazy to even think about, considering that he's 35 years old and still has, by the looks of it, a lot of career left. McDavid has had 6 50-goal seasons as well, so he's just outside of cracking that top list. I mean, he had 2 seasons here, 48 and 49 goals, where he could have broken that 50-goal mark again. So yeah, he has been, he's like right on the edge of being considered one of the best players of all time. I mean, he already is at this point, and so is Draisaitl, but my goodness, man, Connor McDavid is still going as a franchise player at 35 years old. It's just crazy to even think about. And then the fact that we've got players to put around him too is absolutely amazing. So yeah, this Oilers team is in great shape. We're going to get into the draft. I do want to make a move here for Cale Makar. I mean, not move for, but I want to move Cale Makar, just based on the fact that he has been one of our biggest depleting players here. As you can see, the -20 to his statistical growth there. That's not what we like to see, but it happens, and there's not much we can really do about it. Roberto Wyman up to a high top 6, so he very well might be taking that second-line center spot here in the upcoming season. And then besides that, the team's in pretty good shape. I expect to get Chipchura, Korolyuk, and maybe even a guy like Niittymaki or Carcillo into the team. There's definitely options there, and this team has definitely got a lot of flexibility when it comes to the lineup and making sure that guys play when they're supposed to. So anyways, before we get into any more team management, we're going to get into the draft, and hopefully things are going to go well here, but we'll see what happens. And I actually don't even want to trade for a first round pick this year. Normally we'd trade up. I don't have a first rounder this year, but that's okay. We honestly don't need one. And what I would like to do, I would like to make a couple moves here. So we have some good picks. There's no question about that. But I do want to move up just a couple picks here in the draft if we can. So I think we're going to keep some later picks here, but pick 160 I'm going to try and trade. Pick number 121 I'm going to try and trade. And then we're going to toss Cale Makar in a deal, as he is still fairly valuable, as you can see, at 33 years old. This is called getting maximum value out of a player still. As much as he's got the 4 years left on the contract, I would rather get him moving here. He is already 32 years old and probably not going to maintain his play style for much longer, honestly. So instead of trading for players here, what I'm going to try to pull off here, if we can do this properly, he got Atirati there, but if we can do this properly, Andy Mara, not a huge contract and actually a really good looking player. If we could get him the 39th and the 50th pick in this deal, I would be over the moon. That would be a fantastic deal for us. Cale Makar goes to Buffalo to end off his career. Honestly, Buffalo, I think, might be happy with this, but let's see what happens. And bada bing, bada boom, trade accepted. Let's go. That is exactly what I wanted to see. I know we trade away another defenseman, but it's okay. Evan Bouchard is our best defenseman now. And now we also have the opportunity to go and draft a bunch of players that I actually want to draft. So let me just go through, get all those guys pinned, and then I will show you guys the short list. Alright guys, so this is the short list I've came up with just based around our picks. Some of these guys we don't have much of a scouting report on, but I'm kind of interested just more so in their physical statistics and where they play. Also, we do have certain guys that are pinned and guaranteed here, and then other guys that have supposedly stupid potential, like Conor Perrault, and then just some guaranteed later round kind of players like Chandler Pasquale, or Pascal, however you want to say it. This Clancy guy we're not going to be drafting. I just don't have the pick for it, and I'm not willing to trade up that much. So these guys are kind of dark horses in here, but you know what? American guys, you never know. Never know, they might turn out well. So that's what I find, honestly. Oh, okay, I like that. Management has been top-notch in this organization. William Eves on Oilers management. So you got to like that. We do pick up, what was the other guy's name, honestly? We picked up another Mara. So we get the Mara brothers here now, which is interesting, to say the least, because we got this kid in Alex Mara, defensive defenseman, and then we also got another A Mara in Andy Mara. So I wonder if it's going to be A-N and A-L at the end of their jerseys. That would be interesting, but both guys look like they could, well, I mean, Andy Mara had a 52 points third season in the NHL, which is pretty crazy good looking. I'm really excited for that. 37 goals. Looks like we might have found another goal scorer here to go on the top line. And you put him with McDavid, you just never know, right? So that is intriguing, to say the least. Anyways, we're going to start making picks here. We got Andy and Alex. That should be interesting. But anyways, going to sim the whole first round, not make any picks, and just go back and see what happens. So we've got a pick in round 2 here. Not much really in the first round besides, the typical players here. Oh, two-way forward. That one kind of sucks for Arizona because he's not going to be the best fitting type of player for the top 6. But, a couple decent picks in here, a couple 75s or so, and these guys are looking interesting. So, okay, Hartnell is good. Skrbeck was actually a really nice defenseman for the Bruins, 68 overall at 18 years old. I wonder, is Hartnell? He's still 17, my goodness. 77 points too, so he was a great pickup by the Ducks. Yeah, by the Ducks, okay. So, for our first pick in the draft, I was eyeing down a couple different players, and as much as there's all these different looking defensemen in here, I was kind of torn on decisions here, and I wasn't entirely sure who I wanted to take. Blanchard doesn't give us anything really. Same thing with Smith-Pelly, but Smith-Pelly looks huge, and he actually put up a really decent amount of points for a young defenseman at just 18 years old in Peterborough. 51 points as what's looking like a defensive defenseman. I want to draft him. And then we have Jeremy Dolman, but we have the pick for him, even though he doesn't fit the system either. So yeah, I'm kind of, firing blanks here at different players, but hopefully they're going to turn out. So I think we're going to go with Pat Smith-Pelly. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here and pray that it works. We have the pick for Dalman a couple picks later, so let's see what happens here at Smith-Pelly. So Pat Smith-Pelly, blind pick. Okay. Thank you, NHL. I really appreciate that, and he's going to be an awesome defenseman. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Ooh, baby. That is a nice second round pick. Pat Smith-Pelly definitely with some potential to make the Oilers here over the next little bit. And, oh yeah, we definitely made the right pick too. Oh my goodness, did we ever make the right pick? That is absolute highway robbery there. That is insane. All right, so we're going to take Jeremy Dolman next, just more so as a decent pick than anything else. And, hopefully we can develop him and then trade him as a player. I think that's what's going to happen eventually with him, but huge body for a two-way defenseman, 6'5", 205 pounds, a left-handed shot too. That's a really good-looking player. Lots of other good players in here too. Peacock turned out to be decent. Persaud was actually a really nice player. Holy 90 speed and acceleration already. Wow, okay. Interesting pick there. So yeah, we could have taken Jacobson, but again, I just didn't know that he was a low elite sniper center there. So that's all right. I'm honestly thinking about taking this guy, Alexander Afinogenov. Afinogenov is how you'd say it. Puck skills and senses. He honestly looks like a really good player, and he's listed as a gem. I don't know why I have Wolski pinned, but we've taken two defensemen already, so I'm going to go with this guy instead, Alexander Afinogenov. And okay, 65 rated, medium top 6 playmaker. That's really, really solid overall. All right, so a really decent pick there in the second round there with Afinogenov. Who else is really good in the second round here? Nordquist is a decent goalie. Not a ton of potential here. Wolski. Oh, Xander Wolski was a really nice prospect. Oh, well. I'm happy with Afinogenov, and definitely decent pick still. But for the next pick, I want to pick this franchise goalie in Conor Perrault, because why wouldn't you pick a franchise goalie? And is he franchise? He's probably elite. I'm hoping he's elite. And okay. Conor Perrault, not a bad pick there. Not great, not terrible, but he's got a lot of work to do still before he hits the league. I'm expecting him not to be anywhere near NHL ready till about 23 years old. So, this third round here sees almost nobody get drafted. Oh my goodness. Okay, an elite in Fontaine. Gogol wasn't terrible. Yikes, this was just a bad round. Okay, Yoshimura again, just yeesh. Okay, not a great round there. Can we finish off this round with a bang at least? I kind of want to take this Pisani guy just because he's 3-year ETA, even though he is 19. Morgan Pisani, please be a decent player. Come on. And all right, decent. 67 overall is actually like one of the higher overalls in that round. And yeah, he's not a terrible player. Playmaking center is exactly what this team needs moving forward. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. Not much to start off round 4. We got a mid-round 4 pick, so that's interesting. The next guy I was looking to take was this Eriksson guy. Again, I know another winger, but he's listed as a gem. I trust that stat most of the time. They usually turn out to be decent players. Okay, and a medium top 6 playmaker. Again, at 18 years old, not bad. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, what was his name? Johan Eriksson, I believe. Yeah, Johan Eriksson. Smaller, or like undersized winger, but that's all right. He looks pretty decent. Like he could, possibly have some NHL future still. All right, so over to pick number, 138 now. I've got a goalie pinned out for this one. I've planned this out, and hopefully he turns out well. We could take this Jonathan Layton guy, but he's a 5-year ETA and not exactly elite, versus Jameson Ross, 18 years old. we're going to take him. He's a gem goalie, and again, 47 rated at 18 years old. He's a right-handed glove, but he's 6'4", 204 at 18 years old. So yeah, he's got NHL potential. There's no question about that. Again, 5-year ETA most likely, but that's all right. Ooh, Huskins was another nice goalie. Was he 18? Oh my goodness, he was. Okay. So Huskins, decent goalie. He's not huge, though. Not like the goalie we just drafted. Leighton was a grinder. Okay. Another elite goalie in Chris McPherson. And that was it for round 5/6 for the most of 6. So at pick number 170, I was looking at this guy, Billy Kessler. Honestly, one of the best ETAs in this round. Billy Blair, could be interesting, but again, he's ranked weird. I don't know if I entirely trust that. Newmanen, same kind of thing. Just, I don't want to take him if he's not guaranteed, but to be fair, Kessler really isn't guaranteed either, but I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. Hopefully he turns out to be, a grinder. That's what we want, and he is nice, he's a grinder. Okay, and a low elite one at that too. 19 years old, but decent skating, really good physical. Obviously, that's how grinders play. And he isn't huge, but he could be a physical presence eventually on the Oilers, and I'd love to see that happen. Anybody else good in here? Just some medium top 9 players by the looks of it. And I think we definitely made the right choice there as well. Blair had a slightly higher overall, but no potential. So, pick number 192. This is the one that I don't have a pick for, honestly. And I'm kind of... I want to take Typolus, but... Pasquale is my last pick, I believe. I would like him to be my last pick anyways. Alright. When in doubt, go with the goalie. I want to say. Screw it. I always end up getting lucky with this. And what was that guy's name? Weber? Oh my god, guys. The NHL luck is so on my side in this series. It's stupid. Where is he playing? Saginaw had 30 wins. Oh my goodness. I should have actually looked at his stats before I took him. But oh my gosh. Camden Weber. Okay, that's a really nice 6th round goalie. Holy crap, okay. And then over to pick 224. The last pick of the draft. Pasquale gets drafted. Okay, that was the guy I wanted, and we were just 3 picks off. Anybody else in here? Not really. Okay. Shoot. Who has the best ETA out of anybody in here? That guy probably, but... Could this guy be a low elite? Possibly. Sammy Solani? You know what? I think we might take him as the last pick. Alright, so let's see if Solani turns out. He's a weird pick, but you never know. And, he's a low 7th, but he's 63 overall. Okay. Alright, so overall not a terrible draft. Obviously, Pat Smith-Pelly is the pick to remember out of this one, but we could have some sleepers such as Kessler, Weber, Ross, like Pisani, Perrault, even Eriksson. Fanaganov, definitely. Those guys should be making the team, but who knows, honestly. It's always a weird kind of crapshoot with the draft, and we definitely had an interesting draft this year. Not having a first rounder, but still pulling off some pretty decent prospect pulls. Alright guys, so we are now at the point where we hit the re-sign phase, and Elliot Healy, the AHL coach, is wanting to call it quits here possibly. So we're going to offer him a bit more money, which is totally okay. He's actually been really decent, and alright, let's see. Let's get some of these guys re-signed just so I can get players scouted properly. And all right, that looks all good to me. I don't know why I'm burping like crazy, but that's okay. So we got Russ Ribeiro, Arthur Beckett, and a couple other players hitting RFA. I don't know so much about UFAs. By the looks of it, nothing too bad. McDavid might be a slightly scary one, but that's okay. So Ribeiro is looking at 10 million. Okay. I mean, to be fair, he has been an absolute crazy good player, but okay, 10.875 million at 85% is looking like a $9.25 million contract. That is a little more doable. All right. 9.25, Russ. I would really appreciate that because you are going to be one of the top paid players on the team then if that goes through. All right, we got this Alex Mara guy as well, or sorry, Andy Mara that we have to re-sign. Honestly, great shot. I think we could utilize him quite well in this team. And we also got Carson Lambos to re-sign. So, I mean, we have $24 million in cap space, to be fair. Do we have a goalie expiring? Nope. That is always a good thing. All right. I think I'm going to sign Pacioretty over Beckett this year. I have to. Like, that just makes more sense. Okay. We're going to sign him. We also got Clifford Mann expiring. He's dropped off fairly heavily, but that's okay. I mean, he hasn't really dropped off that bad, actually, but still. I say we re-sign Carson Lambos. I think that would be a pretty smart decision at this point, considering he is our third best defenseman now. We've definitely, slightly downgraded the defense over the last year or so. But at 85%, he's only a $5.3 million contract. So I think just $6 million even is pretty fair for Lambos at 29. Play him till he's 33. That's not bad. Clifford Mann, though, on the other hand, a $5.55 million contract is still $4.7 million for the next 6 years. I don't know if that one's worth it. Not gonna lie, I don't think that one's worth it. I would rather be playing Bouchard with a guy like Gibbons, having Sandin alongside Korolyuk, and then having like Coburn's coming off the bench, and then having Niittymaki playing as well, because he is top 6 ready. A lot of these guys actually are top 6 ready. Like, I mean, obviously Bouchard a top 2. Same with Sandin listed as top 2. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm actually okay not signing Clifford Mann for that much money. I get it, he's played a lot of games for the club, 235 games, but man, when you're not putting up that much, like I get his plus minus was good, but that's what happens when you're on the ice with guys like McDavid and Draisaitl, is they just score all the time, and if you can play somewhat half decent defense, then you're gonna be all right. So yeah, not exactly the most ideal there, but Dolman doesn't want a deal. That's all right. We still got Coburn to stick as the backup in the NHL. Altschuler, he's a torn decision here because I want to put him in the league, but the only thing that's NHL ready is his physicality and defense. So maybe he comes off the bench. I don't know. Bit of a weird scenario here. Josefson, I'm gonna sign. We got Brodeur, Arvidsson. I think we have to sign Silvegaard at this point because how much did he shoot up? Oh my goodness, man. Oleg Silvegaard went from a 48. That is stupid. He shot up from a 48 to a 69 overall. Where's Hedekin? Hedekin, not so much. He did not have a great growth here. I mean, neither did Alex Mara, but that happens. So Silvegaard is definitely the man in right now. I think he's like a future top defenseman for the Oilers if he can get his skating up. That's the only thing I think, honestly, but that's kind of holding him back right now. He's going to have every opportunity to play in the minors, which is awesome. I want to get Dolman in too, but I don't know if he's exactly the right move yet. Same with Alex Mara. I think we give him one more year. Even though he is defensive, he should be able to put up a little bit more than 28 points in his third season in the OHL, but you never know. Zubov, sure, we'll offer him a deal too. He might not play, but that's okay. So that, by the looks of it, is the defense for now. Hedekin is actually our worst defenseman, and I drafted him ahead of Silvegaard by 20 picks as well. So that's interesting, but that's how things work. We're going to get Kuplin, Novak, and Drake all back in the team here. These guys have been, without a doubt, some of the best players in this team overall, as far as just depth pieces go. How much does Andy Mara want? Okay, $4.7 million is actually not a bad contract. $4.725 million at, not 44.725. At 85% is a 4.016. 4.25 million, and if we put him on the top line, man, he might turn into one of the best prospects we have available. Keith Spencer as well, another player where it's like, okay, he's been good, he's been producing decent points, he's been actually quite spectacular here over the last 5 seasons for the Oilers as far as a depth option goes. And as a 7th round pick, man, you can't get a much better shot and puck skills off of a two-way forward than that. So yeah, I think we're going to be re-signing Keith Spencer. The $2.6 million, not a huge price tag, honestly, for his services. And then Fabian Carcillo, another interesting name. I don't know if he's ever going to turn out for this team, but dump cycle energy block, he would fit our 4th line the best. Maybe we give him a shot, but man, our depth is so stacked in this team that like the only other guy I could see us possibly releasing might be Angelo McCarty, but yeah, we got a guy like Chip Chura coming up. We got a guy like Carcillo possibly coming up. Like there are options beyond options in this team. Finneganov, I want to get him into the minors right away, get him playing. Raymond Helms, I think, is going to be the odd man out this year. I would say he is done. Unfortunately, he's good buddies with Barkov, Ottoson, and Nidomaki, so not great there, but that's okay. I got the right wingers done, and now centers. We have to sign Matsumoto. I think that is just a given. Same with Reasonin. Like, most of these guys should get the contracts they want. They are good enough. Only problem is we are lacking depth at center. Well, not really, because we have been playing wingers at center just because their faceoffs are so good. Guys like Halvardson are good enough to step into the faceoff dot at 78 faceoffs on the bottom line and win draws. Even Gordy Sanford, too, like 80 faceoffs there. Like, what is that? And 78 for Vigneault. I mean, he should be playing wing, but that's okay. Findlay is only 23. We'll give him a deal. And then Martikainen. And I think Pisani's going to go back and play one more season. But my God, he was playing really well for the Steelheads there. So yeah, we'll let him play one more year, see if he can get up to like a 74, 75 around there. Like Angelo, or not Angelo, Aiden Vignetti did. He put up 63 points in his rookie AHL season, so that's not bad at all. But man, he tore up the tub in his final season there. So yeah, Aiden Vignetti, again, another dark horse sleeper that could make the team here coming up right away. I am a slight bit worried about our center position, but I think we'll figure it out. I'm not super worried about it, honestly. And anyways, that is how our contract situation's looking. I'm kind of interested to see who is and isn't going to sign here as we get through this. Okay, our coach didn't re-sign, so that might be an issue. But we do get all those scouts back by the looks of it. Ribeiro rejects. Okay, Altshuler signs. Finneganov, full roster. Wesley signs. Matsumoto signs. Mara rejects. Okay. Drake signs, Novak rejects, Lambo signs, Stepniak signs, Finley signs, Josefson, Kuplin, Spencer, Keith Spencer's the big one there, Reasonin, Zubov, Carcillo, Pacioretty can't sign due to full roster, Silvegaard signs. Alright, so we definitely had some issues there. Alright, let's get through this. So, Barrow wants way more money than he's actually worth still at this point, so he, at a 10.875 at 85%, should be a 9.25. We're going to offer him about 9.5. See if he'll take that. He should. He might not, but he should, because he's not worth more than that. I mean, Kyler Yamamoto's worth the same there. Let's go 4.5 on Mara, see if he signs it. I'm hoping he signs it, but he might not. Man, we're not re-signing. And Pavel Novak, I would like to re-sign, but he keeps telling us no, which is an interesting one. Goldobin, I'm going to release, so he is gone. Sergei Goldobin, it has been a real journey, my guy. Same with Helms, so a couple guys getting released here. Just to clear up roster spot, Zadorov, same thing. So let's get Finneganov in here. Let's get, not Andy Mara, but who else? Anybody else? I feel like I should get Billy Kessler into the team as well. And then goaltending was the other thing. Pacioretty could not re-sign due to a full roster, so goodbye Beckett, and then we will put Pacioretty in instead. All right. That's another day. This should all go better, but Ribeiro, you greedy player. My gosh, that doesn't help me want to re-sign you. Novak again rejects. I don't get that one. All right. We still have 14 million bucks, but Pavel Novak, my guy, what do I have to pay you? I want you in on the right wing, but man, if you're going to do this, it does not help. 2 million bucks for a year is a lot for a year services. So, all right, Russ Ribeiro, 10 million on the dot. You don't take that, you might not get a contract. Okay, figure it out, my guy. Like that's insane. Really, I'm not paying you that much money. Oh God. Okay. 10.5 final offer. You don't take that, you don't get a contract. You get offer sheeted. Yeah. Good decision, my guy, because I was not going to offer you any more than that. Anyways, yeah, there's no way Ribeiro's even remotely close to McDavid's value, but somehow he thinks he is. The reason why William Eves is so valuable is because he's a proven player in the NHL who can put up insane numbers, and he's only a $9 million contract. So that would be the main kind of reason why. Pavel Novak is not getting a contract at this point. He has squandered his chances at getting re-signed here. We've offered him a lot of money too, and he's just said no. So we're going to tell him, all right, that's fine. That's final. And you're not coming back to this team. So yeah, you know what? We're going to have to go and rehire Elliot Healy because I would like to get him in this team still. I don't know why he didn't sign, but he didn't. See, a guy like Adrian Kempe could be a really interesting additional piece. He is a little expensive he wants 6.3 million bucks. But we might be able to pull that off, honestly. And when he's a two-way forward who fits our third line, like that's a guy I want to go for, especially at 86 overall too. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We're going to go find a trade for Angelo McCarty, if there's one available. He's not on that wing. He's a left winger? I guess he is. All right, what can we get from McCarty? We can get 2/3 from a lot of teams. We can get a second and a fourth from Columbus, or what else? I think the second and fourth from Columbus is the best option because the second is highly valued. So let's take that. That is the deal. All right. I know Wyman doesn't like the McCarty deal, but that's okay. He's still going to have to play through it. And we're going to look at, we got $8 million now. So we're going to look at two things. First one being, quite obviously, I just talked about it, Adrian Kempe for 2 seasons. I'm okay with doing that. Worst case scenario, we end up buying him out after a year. And then the other option here, defensemen. Oh, we got a guy in Gogolev. All power play lines, so it does not fit. But he was a number 1 pick by the Penguins. All right, guys, so honestly, I think we're going to have some weird, odd mans out here. As long as we actually sign Kempe, I don't think we need to really do anything else. And, okay, we get Healy back. That's good. Do we get Adrian Kempe? We do not. Okay. Interesting. All right, so we're going to see where Pedro Chipchura fits into the lineup then. Because I don't think we're going to get too many other guys back here as far as we have money. There's no question that the Oilers have some cap space right now in $8.7 million, but it's more just a matter of who is going to fit here properly as a two-way forward. Forward line 4 is Barkov. If he fits 3, man. No, he fits 2. Okay. Nikita Kucherov's still playing? Are you serious? He's 39 years old, my guy. Jeez. He's got 800 goals, actually, to be exact. Could sign a 39-year-old. Doesn't make any sense, but my goodness. His career has just been insane. Forward line 3 is what we're looking for. Sam Reinhart is expensive as hell for that. Henderson Dolman doesn't fit. Kasperi Kapanen, maybe, actually. He's not looking terrible. I think the play here is actually Kasperi Kapanen. I think he might actually be a really decent pickup for this team, and if he's not too expensive, he's $5.8 million. Okay, and he wants 2 years. If I can offer him 5.5 for the next 2 years, I'll take Kasperi Kapanen, because apparently he fits our third line. Apparently. Guys, remember that. Apparently he fits our third line. So, let's see. I expect him to take it at this point, because not a lot of other teams have really given him options, and not only that, but the Oilers won 3 cups in a row. He was, I like the idea that I'm likely to be a go-to man for your team. He honestly might be as far as PK and stuff like that. So, let's see how the team shapes up for the next year. I think I've got it planned out pretty well, but we'll see, honestly. Who knows? All right, so headed into the next season, guys, 98% of the tickets sold. Obviously, this Oilers team has just been fantastic. And, with McDavid still playing at the level he's at, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So, owner goals, we're looking at the expectation of being within $1.5 million of the player salary budget. We're supposed to be first in our division, win 6 playoff games, and sell 85% of the tickets. Obviously, the owners have just been through the roof happy with us. So, here's the lines. So guys, sorry, just before I show you the actual lines here, we do need to make a move or two. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up Tomi Niittymaki as well as Markku Barkov. We're going to bring these guys up to the league, and we are going to send down, I believe, just one name. Why am I in the AHL still? That's my bad. All right, and we're going to just send down Danny Wesley for now. So yes, we have a line error with Wesley. Obviously, that makes sense because he was listed here. So let's get Danny Wesley in on the bottom here. Or not Danny Wesley, sorry. Tomi Niittymaki, because he's actually going to be a great player. That looks good. Okay. That looks better anyways. Sorry, is what the word I was looking for there. Yeah, I think we got this all right as far as the lines go. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go. I think we're going to play Coral Yucup on the top line just to get him in as a number 3 overall defenseman. That makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that's how we're going to play the lines. You guys can see them here. Honestly, they just look fantastic still, except for, the fourth line or third line, I just could not get chemistry on. I don't know why. It probably is the two snipers, to be completely fair, but my goodness, those guys are good enough anyways that they're better than most third lines in the NHL. Chip Chura, I'm very excited for. I think he's actually going to end up replacing this Andy Mara guy pretty quickly. And to be fair, Mara, not the greatest fitting player in this team when you really take a good look at it, but the third line's honestly insane. Again, Yamamoto, a huge reason why that is still working. We don't actually have too many other playmakers coming up, so this might be one of the last years that we see, a lot of success from this Oilers team. Obviously, Yamo at 33, McDavid at 35 now. These guys are really starting to come to the tail ends of their careers and their primes, but this team is winning. This team is winning so much that it kind of scares me, not gonna lie. And we still have young guys in this team that are going to be able to carry it. Like, look at that. Look at that player, man. Mario Vigneault is just such a nice prospect and honestly has been putting up insane numbers already. He had a 93-point sophomore season. Could not break the 50-goal mark somehow, but he's up there as far as he's going to be a great player. You pair him with Eves and Ribeiro and all these other fantastic guys that we've added, and this team is deadly. So somehow Bouchard's still plodding along at 32 years old now. He's putting up, actually, he just won a Norris, so I shouldn't say plodding along. He's actually having a pretty stellar career in Edmonton. And then let me show you guys the special teams here. So could only get +3s. Again, we got Bouchard in both because I did not pick up an offensive defenseman. That was my fault. And this is honestly how we're going to play the team. I think they're going to do just fine still. The PKs were actually really good. And then as far as our extras go, this is how I've got things lined up. You guys feel free to pause the video. I know I'm spamming through this really fast, but yeah, if you want to just take a look at these lines, they're insane. So yeah, either way, that is how the team is looking. AHL, again, going to be fairly similar to how it was the last couple of years. Aiden Vignetti, I would love to see him kind of just do it on his own this year, get like an 85-plus point season. I don't know if that happens, but Declan Andreoff obviously just went off for that absolutely absurd seasons. He has been on a whole nother level somehow. I don't know how exactly, but he has. And yeah, that's the forwards, but again, the defense is a lot more exciting. Oscar Silvegaard is the name to watch out for in the future. Along with Brian Altschuler and then maybe Simon Brodeur, but yeah, that is the team. Ernesto Binnington will be the prime name to watch here for this season. 21 years old, 78 overall. He should be breaking into the NHL in absolutely no time, and honestly, where he's at right now, he could give Parbacker a run for that starting spot within the next 2 seasons. So anyways, guys, that is where we're going to wrap it up. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure that you go down below, consider dropping a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. It just takes a second. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We're trying to hit 1,200 subscribers. I know you guys can do that. And also, don't forget to leave comments to show your support and turn on the notification bell so you never miss when these uploads come out. But anyways, that's going to be it for me. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.